Let's be honest. The rich don't play by the same rules as everyone else. While most people save money in a bank account that earns less interest than a soggy sandwich, the wealthy are out there multiplying their assets in ways most never consider. They don't just invest in stocks and real estate. They're funding space travel, urban infrastructure, and even personalized medicine. Yep, while you're debating whether to upgrade your Netflix subscription, some billionaires are buying a piece of the future. But guess what? These investments aren't just for the ultra-rich. Today, we're diving into 8 assets of the rich that will grow your wealth. Unconventional, forward-thinking investments that could change your financial future. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at your money the same way again. Let's talk about Elon Musk, the man who took his PayPal earnings and did something most financial advisors would call absolutely insane. Instead of chilling on a yacht, Musk dumped everything into Tesla, SpaceX, and Solar City. 3 companies that, at the time, were closer to burning cash than making it. People thought he was nuts. Experts said electric cars would never take off. Space travel? A billionaire's fantasy. But today, Tesla is worth over $1 trillion, and SpaceX is dominating the private space industry. Here's the kicker. Musk's strategy wasn't just about getting rich. He saw the future before everyone else, and put his money where his vision was. So what's the lesson here? The rich don't just invest in what's trending today. They invest in what's going to shape the future. They don't settle for the predictable. They look at where the world is heading and place their bets before the crowd catches on. The best part? You can do this too. You don't need billions to start. You just need to shift your mindset. And if you want more strategies like this, subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon, because we're just getting started. Now, let's dive into these assets that will grow your wealth. Let's start with the first asset of the rich that can potentially grow your wealth: cybersecurity. Money used to be stored in safes, locked behind iron doors, guarded by security cameras. But today, the wealth of the world isn't in vaults. It's in data. And that data? It's under attack every second of the day. Now here's the question. If billionaires are spending hundreds of millions on cybersecurity, shouldn't you at least be paying attention? The rich aren't waiting for cyber criminals to strike. They're investing in the companies that stop them. Every business, from the corner coffee shop to trillion-dollar corporations, relies on digital infrastructure. Every online transaction, medical record, and government database needs protection. With cyber threats multiplying faster than conspiracy theories on the internet, cybersecurity has become one of the most profitable investments of the decade. Think about this. Every time a hacker breaches a major company, stock prices crash, lawsuits fly, and reputations burn. The companies providing protection and recovery services, they're making money while others are losing millions. And let's be real, does anyone actually read the "I agree to the terms and conditions" before clicking? Of course not. And that's exactly why cybersecurity is so essential. People don't protect themselves, which means businesses have no choice but to invest in digital security. AI-driven security is the next big thing. Traditional passwords? Obsolete. Hackers have gotten smarter, so cybersecurity firms are using machine learning to detect threats before they happen. Think of it as a high-tech bodyguard for every financial system on the planet. And don't forget about blockchain. While most people associate it with crypto, blockchain technology is revolutionizing cybersecurity. Its decentralized structure makes hacking nearly impossible, something investors are quietly betting billions on. So, here's the real question. If money is going digital, doesn't it make sense to invest in the companies protecting it? The rich are already securing their wealth. The question is, will you do the same before it's too late? All right. Let's move on to something even more futuristic, an investment that's reshaping medicine and creating trillion-dollar opportunities. Medicine used to be one-size-fits-all. Take this pill, hope for the best. But the rich, they don't guess with their health. They invest in medicine designed specifically for them. Imagine a world where your doctor doesn't prescribe generic medicine, but instead creates a custom treatment based on your DNA. Sounds futuristic? It's happening right now. Personalized medicine is changing how diseases are treated, how drugs are developed, and how long people live. And the best part? Investors who recognize its potential early are positioning themselves for astronomical gains. Think about it. If you could pay to avoid diseases before they even develop, would you? That's the power of genetic research and AI-driven healthcare. Wealthy investors are funding DNA-based treatments, AI-powered drug discovery, and even anti-aging therapies because they understand one thing: health is the ultimate currency. But here's where it gets even crazier. Scientists are working on nanotechnology that repairs damaged cells, biotech implants that boost immunity, and even AI-driven diagnostic tools that detect diseases before symptoms appear. This isn't just about extending life. It's about controlling the very nature of human biology. Now, here's the irony. Most people see this and think, well, that sounds great for billionaires, but what about the rest of us? That's exactly why investing early in these technologies is a game changer. Once this becomes mainstream, the cost will skyrocket, and those who got in early, they'll be the ones shaping the industry. If wealth is power, then controlling the future of medicine is the ultimate form of control. So the real question is, are you going to wait until personalized medicine is as common as smartphones, or will you position yourself ahead of the curve? Moving forward, let's talk about another wealth-building asset that's quietly making the rich even richer and can also grow your wealth: urban infrastructure. Most people walk through a city without realizing that every bridge, tunnel, and traffic light is making someone money, and it's not the government. The rich have figured out that owning real estate is great, but owning the veins that keep a city alive, that's next-level wealth building. Think about this. When was the last time you paid a toll, rode a subway, or even used electricity? Someone is profiting from all of it. The ultra-wealthy don't just buy office buildings. They invest in smart infrastructure projects that generate money every second of the day. Smart cities aren't just a concept. They're being built. AI-powered traffic systems reduce congestion and maximize the efficiency of transportation networks. Underground cargo tunnels keep delivery trucks off the streets, freeing up traffic for people while quietly making investors millions. And let's not forget self-driving transit, which is shifting from science fiction to reality. Do you think public transportation will look the same in 20 years? The rich certainly don't, and they're betting big on what comes next. Energy is another cash machine. Traditional power grids are aging, expensive, and unreliable. But new private energy startups are creating smart grids that optimize power distribution, reduce waste, and cut costs. And because governments can't modernize fast enough, they're partnering with private investors who get paid every time a city turns on a light. Then there's land. The rich don't just buy property, they buy it before it becomes valuable. Tech hubs, financial districts, and entertainment zones don't happen by accident. Wealthy investors know where the next boom is happening before the public does. Wouldn't you want to own a piece of the next Silicon Valley before it takes off? Governments need private investors to fund these projects, meaning billionaires get first dibs on deals with guaranteed profits. While most people focus on flipping houses, the rich are flipping entire city landscapes and collecting money for decades. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far and want more topics like this, comment the word "more" so I know. All right, let's shift gears and talk about an investment that's becoming more valuable: aging population services. Here's a reality check. People are living longer than ever. But are they really prepared for it? The global population is aging, and while most see it as a healthcare crisis, the rich see an investment goldmine. Think about this. What happens when a massive generation of people retires but still needs medical care, assisted living, and specialized services? They don't just disappear, they become one of the biggest consumer markets on the planet. And those who invest in aging population services are the ones who will profit the most. Now, let's talk about the real moneymakers. Senior living facilities are no longer depressing nursing homes. The rich are funding luxury retirement communities with private chefs, personal trainers, and on-demand health care. Imagine a resort where retirees play golf in the morning and get AI-powered medical checkups in the afternoon. That's where the future of elderly care is headed, and investors are quietly securing their stakes. Then there's health tech for seniors. AI-powered wearables monitor heart rates, glucose levels, and even detect falls before they happen. The companies developing smart home integrations for aging individuals are creating a trillion-dollar industry. Have you ever seen an 80-year-old ask Alexa to call their doctor? You will soon, and those investing in these technologies will be the ones cashing in. And let's not forget pharmaceuticals and biotech focused on longevity. The rich aren't just hoping to live longer, they're paying for it. Investments in anti-aging treatments, regenerative medicine, and personalized elderly healthcare are skyrocketing. Would you bet against an industry that's focused on making people literally buy more time? So, here's the big question. Do you want to invest in yesterday's economy, or do you want to profit from one of the biggest demographic shifts in history? The aging population is not a problem. It's a massive, overlooked opportunity, and the ones who recognize this early are the ones who will see their wealth grow exponentially. All right, let's talk about an asset that protects wealth in a world full of disaster. Here's something ironic. Every time disaster strikes, someone makes money. When the economy crashes, billionaires buy up assets for pennies. When storms hit, someone sells the reconstruction contracts. While most people panic in a crisis, the wealthy prepare for it and profit from it. And no, they're not just sitting on the sidelines waiting for things to go wrong. They're investing in companies that prevent, respond to, and rebuild after disasters. Think about it. What happens every time a hurricane, wildfire, or flood devastates a region? Governments and insurance companies throw billions of dollars into rebuilding. And who's getting that money? The companies that specialize in disaster recovery. Let's make it personal for a second. If your city was hit by a major storm, would you rather be the one scrambling for supplies or the one investing in the companies supplying them? Because that's exactly what the rich do. And it's not just natural disasters. Cyber attacks are crippling businesses and entire economies, and cybersecurity firms are making a fortune preventing them. Infrastructure companies are building storm-resistant buildings, fireproof homes, and even floating cities designed to withstand rising sea levels. If you're thinking, well, this all sounds a little grim, you're not wrong. But here's the truth. The world isn't getting any more predictable. Those who see what's coming and position themselves accordingly aren't just protecting their wealth. They're multiplying it. While most people react to disasters, the wealthy prepare for them and cash in when they happen. All right, let's dive into an industry that's revolutionizing the way we learn: alternative education platforms. This cutting-edge asset holds the potential to significantly grow your wealth. Here's a question. When was the last time you used algebra in real life? Exactly. The traditional education system is like an old, broken vending machine. Expensive, outdated, and somehow still taking everyone's money. But the rich? They're not wasting time waiting for schools to catch up. They're investing in the future of learning. Think about this. Who actually benefits from outdated textbooks, overpriced degrees, and crippling student debt? It's not the students. It's the institutions that profit from a system designed to keep people paying for decades. But the wealthy see the shift coming and they're putting their money where the real education is: alternative learning platforms. Online education is already making traditional universities nervous. Platforms like Masterclass, Udemy, and Coursera are proving that you don't need a $100,000 degree to gain valuable skills. Investors are betting big on AI-driven tutors, virtual reality classrooms, and blockchain-verified certifications that will eventually replace outdated college degrees. And let's be honest, would you rather hire someone with real-world skills or someone who spent 4 years memorizing outdated theories? Employers are already shifting away from degree-based hiring and looking at actual skills. The education system may not have caught up yet, but the job market already has. And that's where investors are getting ahead. Then there's personalized learning. Imagine AI-driven platforms that adapt to students in real time. If you're great at numbers but struggle with writing, your curriculum adjusts to fit you instead of forcing you into a one-size-fits-all model. Investors are funding AI-driven platforms that cater to individual learning styles, making education faster, cheaper, and more effective. And here's where it gets even bigger: corporate education. Companies are spending billions training their employees on skills universities failed to teach. The businesses funding these platforms aren't just fixing education. They're making billions while doing it. So, here's the real question. Do you want to invest in a broken education system, or do you want to be part of the revolution that's replacing it? The rich aren't waiting for universities to modernize. They're investing in the platforms that will shape the future of learning. Now, let's talk about a wealth-building opportunity that's been hiding in plain sight: mental health services. Mental health used to be an afterthought, but now, it's one of the fastest-growing industries on the planet. And here's the real question. If the demand is skyrocketing, who's making money from it? The wealthy already know the answer. Therapy isn't just for emergencies anymore. It's becoming part of everyday wellness. Mental health apps, online therapy platforms, and AI-powered emotional support systems are turning stress management into a billion-dollar industry. Companies like BetterHelp and Headspace are seeing massive growth, but the real money is in the next generation of treatment. Psychedelic therapy is no longer a counterculture experiment. It's a serious medical industry. Research shows that psilocybin, ketamine, and MDMA can treat depression, PTSD, and anxiety faster and more effectively than traditional medicine. Investors aren't waiting for these treatments to go mainstream. They're funding the research right now. Imagine getting in on cannabis investments before legalization. That's what's happening with psychedelics today. And here's something most people don't think about: corporate mental health. Big businesses are losing billions due to employee burnout, stress, and poor mental health. That's why companies are paying premium prices for mental wellness programs that keep their employees healthy and productive. Investors who recognize this trend are positioning themselves in the center of the next healthcare boom. Insurance companies are also catching on. Mental health coverage is expanding, meaning billions in insurance money will soon flood into this industry. If mental health is becoming as important as physical health, wouldn't it make sense to invest in the companies shaping its future? All right, now let's talk about an asset that's as unexpected as it is profitable: cultural and heritage preservation. When you think about wealth-building investments, what comes to mind? Stocks, real estate, maybe even crypto? But here's what no one tells you. History itself is a money-making machine. The rich have figured out that preserving cultural heritage isn't just about appreciation, it's about domination. Museums, historical landmarks, rare artifacts, these aren't just dusty old relics. They're billion-dollar industries wrapped in nostalgia. The Louvre isn't just a museum, it's a cash-printing empire that generates hundreds of millions in revenue annually. Who do you think funds these institutions? Billionaires who know that owning the past means controlling the future. Now let's talk about luxury tourism. Ever wondered why some people fly across the world just to walk through an ancient ruin or see a 1,000-year-old temple? Because history sells. And guess who profits? Investors backing heritage hotels, private restoration projects, and exclusive historical tours. But here's a twist. Cultural preservation isn't just about old buildings and ancient artifacts. The world's most valuable brands are built on legacy. Rolls-Royce, Rolex, even high-end fashion houses. They thrive on heritage and exclusivity. When the wealthy invest in cultural preservation, they're securing assets that never go out of style. Would you rather own something that fluctuates with market trends or an asset that gains more value as time passes? The rich already know the answer. The question is, will you see it before the rest of the world does? So there you have it, the hidden wealth-building strategies of the rich. While most people are obsessing over the latest stock market trends or scrambling to buy rental properties, the wealthy are playing an entirely different game. Think about it. They're not just investing in assets, they're shaping the future. Cybersecurity isn't just about protection, it's about controlling digital wealth. Investing in medicine isn't just about healthcare, it's about owning the future of human longevity. Urban infrastructure? That's about monetizing the veins of civilization. The question is, where do you want to be when these industries explode? Do you want to be the person watching from the sidelines while the rich cash in? Or do you want to be one of the early investors who saw the opportunity before the crowd? And here's the irony. Most people think these investments are out of reach, but they're not. The rich don't wait for permission to invest in the future. They get in early while everyone else is still debating. The biggest mistake? Thinking these opportunities are only for billionaires. So, which of these assets of the rich that will grow your wealth caught your attention the most? Remember, this video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice. It is important to conduct thorough research and consult with financial professionals before making any investment decisions. The value of investments can fluctuate, and past performance is not indicative of future results. Always assess your risk tolerance and investment goals before allocating your capital. Now, if you found this video helpful, I highly recommend watching my next video, which is the perfect complement to this one. Don't hesitate to share this video, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts in the comments section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.